Hey everybody, I'm Tyler and this is Trevor, and we're going to be talking about our experiences in Star Citizen over the last couple of weeks in 4.0. So here we go. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk about just, Star Citizen in general and specifically 4.0, both from like your perspective of like you playing with some other people and like, being familiar with the game versus my perspective where I am essentially brand new because I just started playing with you like, was it last week or was it 2 weeks ago now that we started?
That was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So basically brand new, and just kind of go over like all the good stuff that we see and the bad stuff, and just kind of where you think that this is going to go from here, and if it's like we're sticking along or how long it's going to be. But anyways, I'll leave it to you though. Do you want to start with the good, the bad, or the future? Sounds good.
Let's start with the bad.
Because it'll take the longest.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be with a caveat, because it is the preview build.
Yes.
So obviously they kind of knew it was going to be a shitstorm to have a parallel so you can get a backup.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it does say that, whenever you're logging in, it does say, like, early access alpha build. So, I mean, this, not only was it kind of like they threw something at a fan before the holidays and, like, let it ride to get people something out there, but, yeah, it's alpha. There's going to be issues. So,
yep.
So, what have some of your favorite and least favorite been for this patch?
Of the bad things, or
yeah, the bad things. Yep.
My favorite is the quantum marker bug.
Oh my god! Yeah. Yeah.
That is awful. It won't let you go to your destination accurately. It'll put you randomly in a 200 meter to I've had up to 1,000 meter or meter away or miles away.
Yeah.
No, it's kilometers. Sorry, kilometers.
Yeah.
Different scale.
We're on Imperial here, bud. Or not Imperial. That's metric.
Different scale entirely.
Yep.
But 200 kilometers away to 1,000 kilometers away. You know how long it takes to fly 1,000 kilometers away?
A long time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I will say I was kind of like how I was telling you earlier. I have been stuck in Pyro for like the past basically week because last week I was sick. So I really wasn't on with everybody. I was just kind of, if I did get on, it was just I'd kind of play by myself. And freaking dude, every time I would try to go anywhere in the Pyro system, I would get that quantum miss. And there was the worst ones, and this is the one I was telling you about earlier, is whenever I would fly from Pyro back to Stanton, and I would go to the Pyro gate, and I would try to jump to it, I would just literally, my ship would like kind of do the thing where it looks like it's going to jump, but then it does like the stop. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. Like the warp starts and it stops. I'm like, okay, whatever. That's not a big deal. I'll just activate it again. But whenever I would go to activate it again, is whenever it would do the warp, and then all of a sudden I'd be like literally 20 feet from the freaking station going like 1,000 miles an hour. So I would just like, there was no way I could stop. And I would just slam into the station like going Mach 7. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then what was also bad is like I would try to recover my gear because I mean I have all the pyro stuff and all my inventory from doing the missions with you guys. So I would try to go and get those items back, and my body would just be completely gone. Like, I could not find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
It makes everything take so much longer. So you got the quantum marker bug with the is an issue because it's not accurately taking you to the station. Sometimes it just goes past the station and infinitely pushes you, like you infinitely warp until you have to manually stop it.
Yep.
And it's already too late, and that means you're probably hundreds of thousands of kilometers away at that point.
Yep.
And then you also have the other quantum bug that I'm trying to remember what they do. Oh yeah, the one where you select where you're gonna go, and then you spool and you calibrate, and right when you click it, it ends the calibration, and you have to realign it again, and then recalibrate it, and then it works.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it works the second time. So that one's not as bad, but it's still annoying, and it's just the quantum bugs that are mainly my fucking.
Yeah, I will say I ran into that one quite a few times. I mean, even just coming to ArcCorp here, I ran into it because I was trying to line up my ship, and it did like what you said, where it would almost do everything up until the final, punch it, and it just wouldn't work. So what I've been doing is like I literally like angle my ship down, like straight down, and then just back up. And every time I've done that, it's worked right away on the second try, or I should say almost every time. Whenever it gets to like the warp gates, it doesn't always work by doing that. I would say though, as far as my favorite bug was whenever we were in the contested area, and like that area is just just full of issues, full of bugs, because I'm pretty sure every time we went in there, we broke the map. Like I'm almost 100% sure that happened.
Well, it was mainly only the vents, right? It was just
it was. Oh man, that freaking monorail outside just popped halfway through and just kept going. Nice. Well, it was the vent. The one time it was the vent because I know we thought that guy was in there and we tried to follow him down. But the one I'm thinking about, I don't know if it was a vent. I thought it was like one of the wireways, which I guess could still be a vent. But whenever we jumped in there, and then you're like, no wait, don't jump, and then I did because I was already moving too fast, and then I got down. We both got stuck in there. There was no way out, and then I don't remember what specifically happened. I don't know if I tried to jump on your head or something, but where I glitched out of the wall, and I was literally just flying in the center of what was that, checkmate? I think it was, and I just saw like all the guns around from all the people that got stranded out there and died.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous, dude. That was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I forgot about that part.
Yeah, I don't know.
Flooding out there.
Yeah, I don't know if I have video of that, but I definitely have that image that I shared with you and the others. So throw that up over there. But yeah, that was hilarious. Unfortunately, though, there's a lot that I did not find hilarious. Some were actually really annoying and honestly made me stop playing for a little while. Like the one I was telling you about where I was trying to do the bounty missions, or not the bounty missions, but the mercenary missions in the Pyro system. And I would go to them and there would just be nothing at all. Like the bases would be completely empty, maybe save like one guy. And I thought, oh, maybe they're spawning in, maybe it's like a wave thing, but it never was. It never was. There was, it was either like, the mission was just bugged completely, and I just had to leave, go to a different plane. I had to do that like 6 times, I think, just last week alone. Or I don't know, something else was going on, but that got really annoying really fast. Especially like playing by yourself, that got really fast.
Yeah, you're talking about where you're in asteroid bases and they keep on spawning. Is that what you're talking about? Well,
it wasn't the asteroid bases. It was like if I went to Bloom or something. And I would I fly down, and it was like it literally looked like those. I'm going to say it wrong for the Star Wars planet Tatooine. It looked like those Tatooine houses almost, like Jabba the Hutt kind of base. And I would fly down to it, and I would land, and there would be nobody there. And well, not always. Sometimes there was, but there would be nobody there, and I'd walk up, and I remember the one time specifically I'm thinking about. I walked in, there was like a forklift that was the only thing in there, and it said I had to eliminate 100% of enemies, and there was nobody there. And it's like, as we were saying, yes, this is alpha. That is something that I'm taking with as I go in here. But whenever it's repeated over several days on different planets in a different system, that it becomes an issue. Like it becomes unplayable. And I know one of the things we were talking about, just like maybe even this week, earlier this week, if not last week, like the game's in a state that it just feels unplayable. Because I mean, like we were saying, we had so much trouble just to get to this point to sit here and record on a planet and together. Like it's rough. It's like I don't know how we'll be able to like sit here, or how like if I'm like, hey, you want to go hop in as some citizen and do some bounties, like what does that look like? Does that look like something we could just hop on and do, or is that like a all day ordeal to get it going? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I had kind of the same issues with the AI in different ways. I never had them not completely spawn, but it's been like, let's say I was doing there's a mission called Kill the King, where you go in and there's a bunch of dudes in a town or something like that on Bloom, let's say. And you go there, and there would be everybody there would spawn, except
the king,
your king that you're trying to kill.
Yep.
So that doesn't work. I've had sessions where the asteroid thing, what's it called? I think it's Deep Space Hit or something like that. Where you're out to kill one dude in a ship, but he has a posse of other ships.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, and those are my favorite missions in Pyro so far. But the issue is they didn't spawn, none of them.
Yeah.
So you go there, they're not spawned, and then, I mean, you haven't really had too much issues with player connect or sharing missions, because you haven't really played too much multiplayer past this, have you?
We did have those issues early on though. Whenever we were trying to do the bounty mission to like get me my certificate, like, if you remember, whenever you were saying about the ships though, you reminded me of whenever we were trying to do those bounty ticket missions, and if you remember, the AI ships were going over those armistice zones and just flying through them to where we couldn't shoot them down. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Holy shit, this is literally... I think I would take the server errors over this.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yes, I am, actually.
Alright, I'm gonna try to help you push him out here. Just watch my big ass with the ship.
Oh, Armistice Zone can't help you now, buddy. Yeah, fuck you.
God. Dude, hit the ground. You finished him off beforehand. So it's the Stanton. Just for recap for the people, Stanton uses the same system for bounties as Pyro, at least it feels like, but Pyro doesn't have armistice zones. So whenever they spawn at the outpost on planet and float around them, they are in the armistice zone. They have God mode. You have to fish. You have to herd them like sheep out of it by pushing their AI. And they try to avoid you so you don't hit them. So you can push them out of town, but it takes like 30 minutes to do.
That was so annoying. I remember getting like I just had that the Mustang Alpha at the time, and I just remember getting so annoyed that I would just basically slam into them with my Mustang and like take the hit just to get them outside so that you could help me blow them up. Like that was so annoying. Oh my gosh. That makes me that literally made me want to like bite cement. That was so like that was so terrible. Holy moly.
It just that's okay. There's also I gotta get into this.
He's gotta get into this.
I got a fucking list that is is all mental math here, but just saying I haven't been able to drink in this game
Yeah. Yep.
for a week. I drink water, I drink cruise, I drink the blue shit. Reclaimed water, rats on a stick, slugs on a freaking corrugated metal sheeting grill.
Delicious.
Everything kills me. It puts me unconscious. I go black screen and I have to restart my game, and it restarts me in the bed of the Habs. I have probably less health than I had before I crashed, and my water has went up 2%. So it goes up 2%, knocks me out, and I can't play the game.
Nice.
I've been drinking from a medical bed for a week.
Yeah, and ever since you've told me about that, I literally have not risked it at all. Like, the only time I have even attempted to drink something was whenever we came here at this what's this bar called? I don't remember what the name of this place is. Yeah, whenever we came here, I was like, oh man, I wonder if like I can actually order a drink at this bar. I didn't even think about that. And then, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, ever since I drank that, we started having issues again. I don't know if it's related. Dude, something's in the system. Something is in the system.
It's the pipes. All the pipes are corroded.
They turn the frogs gay.
I can't even use a med pen. I went to heal while getting shot at, and a med pen made me unconscious.
Yeah, I think like the biggest point of like how broken it is right now is you said med. You made me think of this. You sent me that post about MedRunner being disabled right now, and like you were telling me about them a little bit the other day, just like how they know how to circumvent all these different bugs to help people out. Well, if these guys are saying, hey, we can't do anything in 4.0, you know, that tells me everything. Like, that says how bad it is.
Yeah. They were going to go on hiatus between 3.24.3 and 4.0. They said that they're gonna update their systems, they're gonna shut down their services for probably a little bit, and return to Pyro and start helping people out. And I can't connect to a single person, let alone a team of 5.
Yeah,
that is hard to do. So
yeah.
I don't.
And like the other thing is, if you remember the other day, whenever we were playing with Skylar and Dieter, is whenever we were trying to jump from Stanton to Pyro, and we just blew up randomly.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to do that with like a medical team trying to deal with an emergency. Like that's just not feasible. It just becomes. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's good.
That was pretty much all I was going to say on that.
Well, the guy I did MedRunner the other week on 3.24, and I had nothing but good thing to say. That is the craziest experience I've ever witnessed. Was that much coordination? I play Milsims all the time, play Arma 3, Reforger. I love those games, but this was a little different. This was people having their own gear, having their own ships, coordinating multiple ships together, helping some dude that never paid them, and they're shooting up the place to come pick me up. That was crazy. But like, they had I looked at their stats whenever they ended. They show you a stats page of their success rates on their website. They were at a 97% success rate.
Yes, jeez.
On 3.24, which is broken. Not as broken as this, but it's still really. There's a lot of bugs that are here right now that have been in 24. So, 97%. Could you imagine?
Yeah, that's damn good.
Their success rate in this. I wouldn't even closely believe it would be 50%.
Yeah.
I'm witnessing issues at 80% of my playthroughs. There's not a system in this game that isn't broken right now. Quantum is broken. Missions are broken.
Oh,
Mission
big time.
sharing is
Oh
broken.
man, the contracts. Sorry. Not just to interrupt you really quick. The contract bug that keeps popping up, where you can't even take missions. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You made me think of that.
No, it's missions are broken. You can't take missions. AI is not showing up. Sharing's not showing up. Mission markers aren't showing up.
Yeah.
For some reason, every station in the galaxy is freaking showing up when you start your quantum travel. The what else is there? I can't eat, drink, or heal,
or sleep.
I can't heal myself in a med bed because healing using the treatment button in the med bed also makes me unconscious.
Oh god.
Let's see, what else do we got here?
Let's bust out the list.
The inventory bugs. The inventory sometimes won't open up. Certain boxes won't open up for me, but they'll open up for my friends. Server connection issues. Every system is broken right now.
Oh my gosh.
The trams were broken the other day. That's more server issues. So they're working at server meshing. So I kind of expected server problems. But like the small stuff that you think would have been caught mostly in the PTU, but the problem is we went to a live environment. Whenever in the PTU, I was having issues there.
Yeah.
I'm seeing bugs that I've seen in 3.24 in this new patch. The quantum bug, where you're zipping past, was happening in 3.24. This was a known issue. Yes, for over probably, I think it was 6 months at the 3.24.
Oh my god.
I think it might have been a later issue, like in the dot patches, but it breaks it. It's just there's no confidence. I get on the game and I don't be like, I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna be like, I'm going to try to wrestle the bullshit as much as I can to try to do a mission, and then I'm going to probably just shut it off because fuck that. So
well, and I mean that kind of like, I guess that's a good transition though, is like, you know, looking at the good side of the game, the fact that it's good enough despite these bugs that you still try. Right?
Yeah.
Like we still get on. I mean, hell, we're sitting here having this conversation after hours of having issues because of how good it is. Like this game is amazing. Like even just like as we're, you know, sitting here talking about this, like watching the trains go by in the background is awesome. You know, like it's so surreal almost. You know.
Yeah.
But it's like
most of where you're looking, you can just go. And sometimes there's things to do there, and it's the immersion of it. Everything has sticking points, which is an issue to where everything has a friction that you notice, but it's almost sometimes adds to it. So like the inventory being gross, a little too immersive in certain spots, you know, like drinking water. Let's say you drink some water or something, and you drink it, and the water bottle stays in your hand after you finish it, and now you just have a trash water bottle.
Yeah.
The game could just be like, hey, we're despawning that water bottle to save on performance, which no one would bat an eye on, but they don't. But it kind of adds, because then there could be trash. I think it does.
Yeah.
But it's a friction point, because then you got to put it down, and then it makes the server laggy. But then it feels more homey, like people have been here. It's
definitely a catch-22, right? Because you know, to your point, if I were to drink it and it was like I was eating it and it just went away, I wouldn't think anything of it, because every game it does that. You know, like for that reason of saving performance. But like, I think you said it best earlier. Holy shit, that thing just teleported. But I think you said it best earlier, is that RSI, or you know, whatever, the Robert Space Industries, they don't hold back from detail. Like if there is something to add that will make it more immersive, they will add it. And you know, to the point of even sacrificing performance, to the point of making, you know, server meshing and all this different technology, is they go out of their way to do it because it adds that immersion. And I will kind of like look back at one of the things I said not too long ago, 2 weeks ago. This doesn't feel like your standard game, you know? Like I would say this is almost like a sci-fi fantasy life kind of feel. Like whenever I log into this game, it's not like I'm logging into Final Fantasy. I'm not logging into WoW or Eve or whatever. I'm logging into an online world. And it feels like that. It really feels like that because of those things. Because being able to walk out to a store, grab a water bottle and literally pick it up and drink it right there. Like there's no going into your inventory, right clicking and that just disappears. You literally are interacting with this world. And I think that's so crazy. And I mean, that echoes even into like the combat, into like how you can approach different things, like the pirate side of things, where it's like, I mean, there's still obviously a lot to go, and like I kind of want to talk about it in the future section with like the engineering systems, but being able to in the future sabotage ships and like for pirate reasons, for looting reasons, I think that's amazing. And we see those things in the game now. You can't do anything with them. I mean, we found that out whenever we tried to sabotage that Polaris and escape.
Yeah.
But they're there, and I mean that's cool. I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's that sandbox environment.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of, in my opinion, this game brings something that Sea of Thieves wished it could do.
Oh. What do you mean?
Like, Sea of Thieves wanted to be the pirate sandbox game. Mm. Like, this game is the space sandbox game.
Oh, definitely.
But the thing that this game has over Sea of Thieves is the progression. You can go and buy stronger guns. You can go find stronger guns. You can go buy and find bigger ships. You can steal them off players. You can steal their loot. You can blow them up. You can do all these things. It's just one big balloon of stuff you can do, but don't have to. Mining and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
So it's different. It's not really a game. It's more of a kind of an experience in a way.
Yeah.
Kind of like if Sword Art Online was a real thing. Where you have like, it's kind of weird tie-in, but
no, I'm here for it.
But yeah, you understand. It's not. I'm not going to boot this up, play 2 matches, and get off. This is more like, hey, I'm free this afternoon. I'm going to play 4 or 5 hours of Star Citizen, progress my character. Like, think of it like WoW. You have your tune.
Yeah. Oh, he's using the old lingo. Okay. Heard.
You have your tune, and you're going to progress him. And then at the end of the day, you're going to be like, okay, I am, as a character, more ahead than I was yesterday. Right. And I will have that, hopefully, now in these new patches. Since wiping is going to be slower. Hopefully, they don't wipe anymore. Forever.
Yeah.
They're going to wipe at 1.0, but let's not get into that. But
that's okay, though. I mean, like... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Like, I would almost like relate this game the most to like Mabinogi, right? Because in Mabi, I mean, they literally advertise it as a fantasy life, and that's true. And like, you hop in that game, you can cook, woodwork, whatever, and just live, do whatever you want. It's your choice. You're not railroaded to. Oh, okay. Well, I have to level up so I could go do dungeons and raids or whatever. No, you can go mining, you can go, salvage, mercenary work, bounty hunter. It's up to you. Or you could sit in a bar and basically have a podcast talking about how the world is in Star Citizen. So your options are there, and that's really cool. One of the other things I kind of want to talk about, and this is something that I've brought up in videos on my own channel, but community, right? Is the community. I mean, from somebody who is brand new to this game, right? Like we discussed earlier, 2 weeks, right? The community in this game is, I would almost say, unparalleled in their commitment to the game and their willingness to make something out of what they have. Because, like, I mean, we were talking earlier, like, there's a ton ton of bugs in 4.0. And basically, you could throw a dart anywhere and you'll run into something. So it was so impressive to me that just today, earlier today, whenever I was in Endgame and I was trying to spawn that ship, if you remember this, I wanted to, I was going to every monitor. I was trying to figure out how to spawn it. I was sitting there for probably like 30 minutes to an hour trying to get that thing working. And I couldn't spawn a ship. And so I saw in chat that there was people having the same issue. And I saw there was people then taking that opportunity to make a taxi service, that they actually had their ship and they were able to get off world, that they were actually helping people get to those other shards. And I mean, that really spoke to me, you know, because it's like, yes, there are issues. Yes, there are things people will run into, but there are people out there who will work to make it a positive experience, despite what it is. And I think that's crazy.
Yeah. And it just like we talked about earlier with the med runners, it's like the same thing. I mean, they will later once the game hits probably 1.0 or beta, but right now the service is in-game currency free, and out of the world, it's out of the question. It's not going to be paid with real money. So like they're just doing it to help people and enjoy the game. They get enjoyment out of interacting with each other here. It's not like someone's calling each other douchebags over the sinking. I've had that one time, and I think I've been backing this for probably 7 years at this point. I've had that one time in chat where I seen a bunch of people calling each other douchebags in chat.
Jeez.
And that was relatively recent. So that's a long, and it's less buggy now than it was back then. So all those years of people helping each other out, they just want this game to be good. And that's the thing. You know, they don't care about how broken it is. They're just enjoying what they have, because they're still, I go play Elite Dangerous or something like that, right? It doesn't compare. I play maybe 2 to 3 hours of Elite Dangerous, and I'm bored. It is not. It's not the same game. It's not even a competitor. It is impossible to find an alternative to this game right now, and that's the reason why I think people are playing it still with all this broken crap. You can't find it anywhere else. You know?
Yeah, and like, you know, to add on to that, like, I am not typically a sci-fi person, despite how much I love space and everything. I'm almost always playing a fantasy game. So whenever like I'll see you hop on Star Citizen, I'm like, oh, now you're gonna make me want to play Star Citizen, and like, sure enough, you know, we end up hopping on almost every time.
My plan this whole time.
Yeah, you're deep. That was your master plan. That's actually the master plan of this video too. Hey, no, but no, it's like it goes back to this being its own thing. You know, like you're saying, there's nothing out there like this. No Man's Sky is not like this, or Eve, or like a bunch of other space games I can't think of right now. But it's its own thing, and it's enticing. You know, even I want to get in this game, and like that's what we're saying, is like, this game has so many bugs. Yes, that is true. But despite that, we're still here. And we're still playing. There's a community that is like doing everything possible with what they have to make this a good experience for people. And, you know, I would even say that that's, as a new player, you know, tell me if I'm wrong here, but looking towards the future of Star Citizen, that is an amazing foundation to build upon.
That is an immeasurable amount of potential in this game. It is crazy. It's like ESO and like Sea of Thieves, but they waste it on, well, at least ESO wasted on like cash grabs and storefront stuff, like microtransactions. Sea of Thieves just wastes it because Microsoft probably doesn't give them enough funding. This game has so much money.
So much funding, yes.
It is crazy, and it allows them to do whatever they want to do. And it's just there's so much potential that as long as they don't get greedy.
Here's hoping. Look at the camera.
This I'm sorry, is a forever game. And that's what people are looking for, because I hop games everybody hops games. I have too many Steam games, and I won't
Yeah.
play them at all because
Yeah.
they're fun for like 30 to 100 hours, 500 hours in my Arma. But
Yeah.
even Arma, I mean, it's buggy as fuck and it's really slow, so that's probably why. But it's super. It doesn't have this amount. Like they can keep on adding to this, and people will play the shit as long as they keep it updated and don't get greedy.
I mean, that's like, I guess my concern is that is the truth for, I feel like a lot of companies. There's a lot of companies out there that have an amazing product that fall to greed. And it's not always, of course, the developer's problem or developer's fault rather. It's, just how, the world shifts really. But I'm hoping this game, from what I've seen, I'm hoping they keep to their guns and they see this through, because this is something I could see myself actually almost exclusively playing. Like if this continues as it is, and we get to the point that Star Citizen reaches that point that, where everyone in their mind, when you say Star Citizen to somebody, they have like a pre-generated concept. If they know what it is, but they have a pre-generated concept of this massive, space opera, massive space game, and if it reaches that point, this will be the game, and I have no doubts about that.
Yeah, if you want ship combat, you got it. You got play on foot combat, you have it. You have piracy, med running, mining, salvaging. You can do anything. There's ground vehicles, there's tanks, there's will be cars.
The tank.
Motorcycle, yeah, the there's going to be like wars and stuff probably in here too. This Elite Dangerous has it. Why can't this?
Right.
So, I mean, so much you can do.
I fully expect this game to get on the scale that Eve's at, where you've heard those legendary stories about like the 1,000 ship battles or whatever. I fully expect this game to get to that point. I do.
Yeah.
And not just space, planetary battles, because there's base building coming, right? That was one of the things that was slated.
It's actually in prototyping right now.
So yeah, I mean, if you start to get that stuff, you get like guilds going and stuff like that. Oh yeah, people do like guild wars. Oh yeah, it will build up for sure. And with such a strong community as the foundation and backing it, I have no doubt that even if, I feel like as long as RSI gives the people the tools, they will build it. Like the community will build out their game. I have no doubt. I have no doubt. But
yeah, definitely. Yeah. And the organizations and the guilds aren't even in the game yet. Once the guilds are coming in I think it's a 4.0 dot patch. So 4.0 or 4.1, 4.2, whatever they're going to do. I don't know. But they're coming soon, and that's just going to expand it more. The community is going to get more tight knit. You're going to have wars probably between other organizations in the game, guilds.
Yeah, I think so. Is there what would you say would be your number one thing that you'd hope to see coming to this game, and what would you be afraid of coming to this game?
That's a fucking hard one because there's a lot.
Mine's already temporarily there.
Oh, okay.
The engineering systems.
Yeah, that's true. That's coming. That's coming.
Yeah.
I am. Man, number one thing.
Yeah, I threw you a hard one.
Yeah, that's a hard one. There's a lot. The organizations being brought into the game as a more substantial feature, because right now it's just their website. You can go to organizations and join. I don't think that really does anything right now. It's a name on a list, I believe. So whenever they bring over the party system that they're working on for the new mobiGlas, they're going to add I think they called them guilds or something like that, or I don't know. but hopefully that brings organizations into the fold of the game more concretely, and we'll start seeing people taking over areas, or making mining organizations to, like, okay, now this pirate faction or clan or whatever is now targeting this mining mining organization and stuff like that, and they gotta maybe they hire some mercenary guilds or whatever. That's what I'm more interested in. I don't really care to partake in it. It's just going to make it feel better.
You beat me to my next question. I was about to ask you, would you be interested in being like a guild leader or like an organization leader?
I would be interested in making a smaller guild, maybe. Big one, maybe not. That's a lot of work, and I have a job already.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
Something small, like with friends, maybe a few extras, 10 to 20 people would be fun to me.
Sign ups are open now.
Yeah, whatever. If you're getting hundreds, I don't think I want to take part too much into that, unless it's like Med Runner or something, where it's like, it's a specific type of gameplay you won't get anywhere else. Like the fuel rats from Elite Dangerous, that's something different. And now I could get into that, but like a pirate guild of 2,000 people, you got to be fair somewhere. I can't do that. I'd rather make my own pirate and just be like these rebels out on the side. But yeah,
and the outer rim.
What is yours is engineering?
Yeah, I would say, but to kind of expand upon it, I'm very excited for engineering. I don't know what all that's going to entail. But it kind of goes back to what I was saying with like potentially being able to sabotage ships. Like if there's a way that, well, let me separate this out into 2 points. My first point being engineering. I'm very excited for engineering, being able to be, in the ship's engineering bay, like navigating or moving power back and forth, adjusting what we need, adjusting coils, relays, whatever, what may be involved in that. And then, to expand upon that even more is I remember talking to you, I think it was like 2 weeks ago at this point, where I was like, hey, Trevor, are we able to, like, if this is your ship, right? Am I able to take these components out and replace them with upgrades? Because if that's something if I could do, like if I could be, like if you own the ship as the captain, but I was the guy responsible for purchasing the upgrades, purchasing like getting those things installed, getting everyone familiar with it. I think that would be the coolest thing ever. Because
you can do that right now, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
You can do that right now. Because you can go. It'd be nice to have organization hangars, specifically that everybody in that organization has ties to. But you can go to my hangar with my ship in it, and you can go to your freight elevator and bring up your parts in the freight elevator.
Oh, man. Nice.
I'm pretty sure. And you can bring them on board and slot them in. Now, I only would have the option to go in my Mobi-Glass and set my load out before spawning my ship. That's the difference. It's a lot harder to do it the other way I was talking about that you could do it. But, yeah.
I think
it's in the game.
I still think that'd be cool because, like, the way I'm thinking about it is, like, on a big scale, is like you get, like, a ship that can hold a couple ships, like a capital ship or something. And then you're going to a certain engagement or a certain setup to where you need a certain, so on and so forth. You'd be able to swap parts, and it just, I think it'd be cool. The other thing I was going to say, going more on the sabotage side of things. So as you're aware, I am wanting to be a pirate, and I think it'd be like, I mean, I'm not really trying to ruin anybody's fun. Like I don't want to be a jerk or anything, but I really liked the pyro system. Whenever that came out, that's when I started playing. And I really enjoyed whenever we've gone to like the different stations and we see a player ship, and it's like, can we take anything from them or whatever? So being able to sabotage ships and get in there and take stuff, or like, engage them in PvP, like on board their ship, I think that is the coolest thing. That was so fun. Yeah. And I know I don't have that recording, unfortunately, because that was really awesome. But doing that stuff is really what I look forward to. I think that'll be really fun.
Yeah, I think they need to focus on for that gameplay to be, people are kind of split in the community because PvP and PvPers and PvEers are kind of literally at a civil war right now.
Or they are always.
At least on the Spectrum forums. It was a bloodbath the first week.
I don't doubt that.
But people are being murder hoboed because of that right now. Like, oh, hey, we're gonna go be pirates. Cool. I love that idea of pirating in this game. Really cool idea. Problem. What are you pirating? There's nothing to pirate in this game.
Yeah.
Whenever you go to a player, you can scan them. Most of the time it says maybe it's bugged. Maybe it doesn't work at all yet. I don't know. Maybe it's just not. Maybe they don't have anything. Their scanners say they have zero cargo. Or they just do have zero cargo. You're not pirating at that point. You're murdering.
Yeah, you're hunting them down.
You're no longer a pirate. You're a murderer. Pirates are trying to steal what other people have.
Yep.
Through killing, that's fine. Or through just, other means. But right now it is, people are saying pirates, no, they're murdering people because they're bored. Because there's no cargo. and that's kind of happened to us too. Like, we were doing that Polaris mission and it turned into, let's just steal their ship because there's nothing else to steal. It's just the ship. And they just happened to have respawn beds because it was a Polaris, so we couldn't even steal that. We just were like, well, we're stuck on this boat now, so now what do we do?
And then there was that glitch that launched you in his face anyways.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, now that I've had a little bit of experience with the bounty stuff too, I might actually switch my focus to being a bounty hunter instead. I have found to be also really awesome. Yeah, I just want. Is there anything else that you think should be worth mentioning, or worth mentioned rather?
Yeah. As much as I am frustrated about the whole experience because it's so close to being good, it hurts, and I think that's the issue right now. You give some leeway to CIG as a company right now, just because, and the way they kind of moved from, hey, PTU is done, we're putting this straight to live. 3.18 was a disaster. It basically was the shape of 4.0, probably a little bit worse, and it was the only one you could play.
Oh man.
So they navigated it correctly, they delayed some stuff, and they had some people working in the background over their vacations for it, just to try to save the servers a little bit.
Hold them together. Yeah.
And it's a technology that's only really starting to take a hold in the industry, is server meshing.
Yeah.
That's crazy that you can shoot across the server. May not be working completely right now, but the fact that you don't have to go to main menu to move to a different planet right now is still big.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
My anger is more just because of how close it is to what we've been waiting
playable.
12 years for.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I'll definitely second. I'll definitely have to second that. Because as we were talking about, like when we're talking about the good stuff of the game, is this game is so good. It's so fun. It's so good to be immersed in this world that they built. That whenever you do run into those bugs, it's frustrating. Because you're having such a good time, and then it just boop, then you're screwed.
Yep.
And that's like kind of the price that you have to pay right now to play the game. Like the armor I'm wearing, I probably won't have a couple hours from now because of a bug. And it's just like, you told me that whenever I first started playing, don't get attached to any of the armor or any of the things. You won't keep it. And usually that would be true with a white, but with this, I've lost, I couldn't even tell you how many sets of armor at this point. But I guess my point is keep playing, right? Because despite the bugs, despite the issues that we run into, these are what the who runs it? I was just say RSI, but is it? Did you say CIG?
CIG. It's
CIG?
Cloud Imperium Games. Yeah.
So these are the things that CIG needs to see. You know, it's like if they get these reports, they know something's wrong, and you know the amount of reports that they get kind of will show them what to focus on. And
please go report.
Mhm.
There's like their website called Spectrum. You can just get to it from their launcher. Go and tie your account to Spectrum and just report it. It will ask a plethora of shit from you, and it will help. You can even say this is a duplicate. Hey, I'm just contributing. This is an issue that I'm also having. So like the drinking bug was on there. The quantum bug was like number 1.
Yeah, I
so
don't know.
just go in there and put your name down in the contributions. It will help.
Yeah.
Just to get their attention. The higher that number is, the more attention it will gain from them. Trust me.
Yeah, and honestly though, I think this was good to talk about all this, and a little bit later on, maybe after they've had some time to work through 4.0, the preview, and you know, comes what next. We should come together to do another one of these. You know, just to discuss the state of where we're at in Star Citizen, because I can see myself hopping on this every now and again to play it.
Yeah. I have friends now that were like, oh, this is a scam. Yeah. And then they see all of us on here, and then he had an account before. He just played 5 minutes of it, and he got on, and he's just like, we've been playing it for this whole week, and it's been a disaster.
Yeah.
But he's still on it. He gets on it still.
Yep.
So
yep.
It says something. So,
and I mean, I was even in that boat, right? Because like
you were
a few weeks ago, I was like, oh yeah, Store Citizen, you know. Which I mean, granted, it can
it's
be
still pretty bad.
It can be, yeah.
Its storefront, its pledge system is not the greatest, but it's like one of those
thick.
It's a must-have kind of evil thing right now that it frees them from investors, and that's a whole nother table conversation right there.
That's a whole other kettle of fish. Yeah. But I mean, like, yeah, after coming to this game, I see it. I see the vision. I see where it's going, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be good.
Me too. Yeah.
All right. Well, in which case, yeah, let's get together next time. I hope everyone enjoyed the discussions that we had. And if you guys have any of your own stories or maybe comments you want to leave, let us know. We'll check them out. So until next time, see you later.
All right. See ya.